Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some experiences that I had once upon a long time ago. So a long time ago, I used to do vendor marketing. So inside of one retail store. And so what that means is that I used to approach people and ask them in a store if they want to have their water checked, and I would generate leads so that a salesman can go in and try to sell a water filter, a whole house water filter in that person's home, right? You check their water, hey, it's got contaminants, and we got the solution, right? Now, the reason I'm talking about that is because I used to work along other people um, in that retail store, and mostly senior citizens. And there was one person named Bob. And he worked for the HVAC company. They're trying to get leads for heating, air conditioners, um, and Bob was a really rich man. That's what he told me. And, it's obviously something I just can't really verify, but I believe him, right? And he was really blunt. Like every 6 weeks or so, he'd go on a vacation, on a cruise or something, and then come back to work. So he was like one of those people who retired, but he was just bored, so he just wanted a job. But the thing that that really blew my mind is that out of nowhere, once upon a time, he just said the most realist thing to me. Like he couldn't be more real, right? It was the most blunt and real thing I've ever heard. And he was just looking at the people working inside the retail store and said, you know, they'll work you to death and get rid of you as soon as you're useless to them. And I don't know what it was, but my mind was blown when I heard that. And it just kind of changed my perspective that if I'm going to work hard, it just has to be for me. And maybe 8 or 9 times out of 10, nobody will recognize my hard work because other people's agendas, especially big companies' agendas, is just to work me to death and get rid of me as soon as I'm used to it. Now, luckily, when I did the marketing, I'd only work 1 or 2 hours a week and then I just sleep in my car, right? Because I was number one at what I did at lead generation. In fact, my first day, I got 16 leads. And I set 16 appointments to get people's waters checked. And I was just like, you know, I blew everyone out of the water. And the funny thing is that, and I'm going off a side tangent. If I were the management or the owner of the store, I would have tried to figure out what I was doing and then have myself train other people so I could make myself replaceable. But they didn't want to do that for some reason. It was just like the most bizarre thing. But okay, back to my point. Yeah, what he said blew my mind. He was like, "Yeah, they're gonna work you to death and then get rid of you as soon as you're used to them." And this is why, right, that we have to say no to certain things and we have to think highly of ourselves, right? Unfortunately, we live in, I don't like to use this word, but it is a classist society where the people who think highly of themselves are essentially win. And if you don't, then you're going to be treated like trash. And I don't like really saying that because, I think, up to that point in life, I was just like, well, I certainly want to believe that if I do work hard, that somebody will care or recognize it. And really, and again, this is not true of everywhere, right? But what I'm saying, just as a general rule, they will work you to death and get rid of you as soon as you're useless to them. And the prime example of this is Amazon, right? I don't know if you knew this, but Amazon did an internal study that said that they're going to run out of workers by 2024, which is essentially next year, right? You take a look at this. This is written in 2022. Amazon could run out of workers in US in 2 years, internal memo suggests. So with exceptionally high turnover, the company risks churning through available labor pool by 2024. Now, when you read this, and if I were in charge of Amazon, I just think this is insanity. Let's figure out how to keep our workers. Now, I know they got all the robots and stuff, and people are suspecting that they're trying to get rid of people so that they can usher in the robots. But I figure, if it were up to me, whatever workforce I'm dealing with, let's say I'm the leader of Amazon, I'd want to create a workforce so that, they're kind of like I'm the general, they're the soldiers, and I'm able to train up those soldiers so that when they go to battle, they're okay sacrificing their lives for the battle, right? Rather than being treated like they're disposable and then, low morale and people not caring. People can feel negative energy. And I feel like if I were able to step into an Amazon warehouse, I'd feel that negative energy and I'd be treated like trash and gotten rid of in like 2 years, right? Not 2 years, I'm sorry, 2 months. And so that's why, but the thing is that I think because the majority of the country is like this, that's why there's so much opportunity as well. Because if you're able to get the courage and the fortitude to create the opposite environment of this, people want to join your cause, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be a business, but what I'm saying is that because so many people, the vast majority of people, are treated like they're disposable, like they're nothing, people will want to join and be part of what it is that you're doing if you're able to show leadership skills, which Amazon certainly does not have. And at this point, it's with very big companies, when they have bad strategies, it's like the Titanic. They just cannot switch course really quickly. And that's why that's the advantage of starting out as a small business or entrepreneurship. If one strategy just fails, you could just, switch course really easily. But with very big businesses like Amazon, like, Open Door, where they lost $1 billion in 3 months buying overpriced homes, you can't change course. And that's why, even though Amazon knows it's running out of workers in 2 years, they just don't switch course. Like, it's insanity to me, right? But this is where, like I said, the opportunity comes from that. If you're able to create and just study these companies and understand, like, what is it that they're doing wrong, just do the exact opposite of it, and you will eventually become successful, because you will be the only one out there who does what it is that you do, which is what makes you special. And I say this as a person who once upon a time probably would have worked for free if I had just gotten recognition, right? And unfortunately, people are very one-sided, where they want to kind of treat you like you're trash and get rid of you, and they don't want to, right? So happens to many, many people, and they want to work you to death and get rid of you as soon as you're useless to them, which is sad. But there's also opportunity in that as well. Okay, so this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. If you're interested in joining our group, go ahead and click the Google form link below, and we'll get on a one-on-one Zoom call. Also, we have 99 cents a month YouTube channel membership. So if you haven't signed up yet, you get access to exclusive emojis and exclusive once a month a live stream, where we're probably going to talk about velocity banking, but we can also talk about whatever I want. Okay, awesome. Well, have a great day, and we will speak next time.